Joseph Michelhani, New York's own Jango UU. Hi man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing solid. Man, my first question is just like what type of day are you having?
Oh, what type of day am I having? Honestly, it's a pretty good day, truthfully. Definitely a bit of a busy day. Things I have to do before this, things I have to do after this, but overall, I'm feeling pretty good. It is January, what, second or third? I believe it's the second. Um, and look, man, like eventually it gets to the point where the days start blurring together for me. Like, I don't know, things have been blurred since literally COVID 2020. And ever since then, man, I'm just like, you know what? Like, what day it is, probably not the most important thing. What you do during the day, way more important. And honestly, I would say that's pretty reflective of like my own career and like where I'm at as a person, trying to figure out his way in the world. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you've been making music since you were 16 and right now you are 26. How is it making music for such a long time and what has it taught you?
Making music for such a long time has been, it's been one of them things where the more with every year I learn more and more about myself doing it, and for like better and for worse, honestly. Like, it's not even like, oh yeah, I make music for so long, I get to learn the deep inner workings of myself that allow me to be a better person. No. Sometimes you learn the bad things too. Like, sometimes you learn that you're lazy. Sometimes you learn that you don't want to do anything, and that like you're just like, man, fuck this shit, bro. Like I've been doing this for like mad long. I can take a break, all right. And then the break turns into 2 weeks. Then you're like, man, I don't give a fuck. I can do this. All right, I can just take a break for like a month, and then the break turns into like a month, and then 2 months, and then you're like, damn, hold on a second, like, what am I again? I think I'm supposed to be an artist. Like, no, you learn things about yourself that are both good and bad, and in a way, like obviously it sucks when you kind of catch yourself in the moment of like a weird downward spiral, but also that's part of human nature. That's really part of like what it is to exist in this time. Sometimes you're just not gonna have the creative spark to really create or the discipline to do it. You're just not gonna want, because even when like I don't want to make music, I try to make music anyway through some way, form or fashion. Even if I don't want to, but like sometimes you're just not even gonna have like the discipline to do it. And as I get older, honestly, I think that's okay. I honestly think that's okay. As long as you've had at least a couple periods in your life where you've grinded music and like didn't miss any days of practice, I think it's okay to miss days. It's gonna sound crazy because everyone's like, oh, you can't miss a day on content. You can't miss a day on FL Studio. You can't miss a day doing this. You can't miss a day doing that. There's someone out there harder. I'm grinding harder than you out there, so you're not gonna get the opportunities. They're gonna get it. I'm gonna be honest. They're gonna burn out. They're gonna get signed for $30 million, and then they might get robbed in the record label. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hope, I really fuck with SD Kid. I really hope his business is right. Whoever, if anybody from the SD Kid's team sees this interview, please, I pray to God, y'all are not getting robbed, because I've seen it. I've seen it myself. All right, like I've known people, like things get around, and it's not looking good when you tap in with some of these labels, yo. So, um, yeah, like if you don't want to do it every day, I think it's okay. Just make sure that there are periods in your life where you do grind constantly. And for me, I've had like probably like a dozen periods in my life where I've just like hyper focused on music and like nothing else existed. And honestly, it was to the point where like it was actually affecting like other aspects of my life because I couldn't think anything else but music. I couldn't see anything else but music. Mind you, like I'm good at other things. Like I'm semi-professional, Super Smash Brothers melee player. Like I'm actually better known for that than I am for my music. Hilariously, but yeah, like when I'm in my music mode, like I don't even want to play melee. Like I don't know. I've literally gotten better results year after year after year playing this stupid game, but it's just one of the things where sometimes the art calls you so hard and you just kind of inundate yourself so immensely into the entire creative process, that it's really hard to even recognize other things as valuable, important, let alone like necessary to do. Um, and so just honestly being able to kind of temper it correctly so that like, one, I can be the artist I want to be, but two, still like function in other aspects of life. I would say that's been like the biggest thing I've learned, like being able to, teeter on that balance, if you will. Right. So yeah.
And a couple of days ago, you released your synth rock concept 2 EP. How was it making the project?
That project was an absolute fucking nightmare, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so fucking happy. I'm done making that shit. Like that's the one thing people never expect the artist to say something like that. But TLDR, making it was initially very cool. I started off with two of the songs having been made in 2022, and I knew they were gonna go on a project. That was when I first started working with Dutch producer Sap Jer. He's worked with Yeet on the Come and Go EP. Um, and I think one of them songs just hit like 100 million or some shit. I don't know. Like shout out Satcha, incredible producer for this, incredible producer. But I made When I'm High and Shadow Point back in like 2022. I made Shadow Point in April 2022. I made When I'm High in December 2022, and then I had a couple other songs that would um end up being on the Synth Rock Concept V1, and then I knew When I'm High and Shadow Point were going to be on a V2. Even back then, but the other songs I made all this year, and things were going well. And then what ended up making it a huge drag was I did a show in Dallas, Texas, um, and it was a great show. I had an awesome time. It was fun, but I lost my hard drive in Dallas in the airport, and that was my only hard drive. That was the only place where I backed up everything, and I lost pretty much my all the project files, like everything, like all the beats, the B files, the like the FL Studio files and whatnot, the mixes, the masters, like I lost everything. So like I When I'm High and Shadow Point were already released, so that was fine. But then I had to redo Before I Blitz, I had to redo Fucking Bet, and I had to redo Ashes to Ashes. That I redoing that made me want to blow my face off. I'm not even gonna lie, because like it was a moment of damn. I already put in this much work, and I wanted to show how much better I had gotten, and instead now I have to show how good I can be with limited resources. And I don't like playing that race. It's an annoying race to play, especially when it could have been avoided. Yeah, so that was very annoying, truthfully. Even that, like that kind of fed into some of my bad habits as an artist. So I was like, damn, bro, like this really sucks. I can't believe I lost my drive and lost everything. And so like I re-recorded the whole like the other three tracks, but then like I just didn't want to mix them. 'Cause I'm just like, bro, like I had everything done. Like I had everything done. Like it was all good. And it was sounding better because I had to record in my crib versus when I paid studio time to record those other three songs in a nicer studio with nicer equipment and all that stuff, nicer sounding acoustics, all those things. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like this is just gonna turn out worse, and I hated that. I hated having to grapple with the idea that it was gonna just turn out sounding worse just because like I lost the essentially the time and the money spent in better studios recording those songs, and like having to redo it at home. That frustrated me to no end. But honestly, it kind of reminded me in a brief couple of pivotal moments where I'm like, damn, you know what? Like, art's not really defined on how expensive the studio time was when you created it. Like, it's not really. that's not what art holds its merit on. Like it's actually never been like that, you know. I think about some of the underground artists that I like right now in the scene, and you know, I'll be honest, like damn near all these youngins, like don't like they like by quote unquote objective standards. I did a lot of audio engineering study. Like I can tell you about digital signal processing. We can get into that, but like by audio engineering standards, these young guys, their sound is terrible. But like that's not why people like them. That's not why I like them. Like you know, like that's not why you know they're valid as artists. They're valid as artists because their perspective on the world is beautiful. That's the whole point, right? Um, so through that, like I realized, you know what, like it's okay. It's actually just okay. It's okay when things don't go well. It's like, yo, like how can I make sure that based on what I do have, this is the best project that I can put out? How can I guarantee that this is just gonna be better than the synth rock concept V1? You know, based on the songs that I already have and what I've recorded in my crib and like, you know, after my Dallas trip. Like how can I make sure this is gonna bang? How can I make sure this is gonna be most reflective on where I'm currently at as an artist, you know, and just put my best foot forward no matter what. And things like that are very important to me because, you know, we're always changing as artists, but like you always want to show people like, oh yeah, this is exactly where I'm at. You know, this is really exactly where I'm at.
Mm.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, that was the whole journey of the project. Yeah.
Mm. And what does that name mean? What is Synthra concept?
All right, so synth rock is this idea I've had for an album since I was 22 years old. And arguably, I was probably 21 when I really first started working on it. Um, it's a sound. So basically, I a lot of my old works and my current works are based on like sounds and ideas for like uh in a way like fusing genres. Um, that's like the simple way of putting it. But basically, it started with this EP that I dropped in 2021 with this producer named Sonica Boom and fucking nah. Yeah, it was just Sonic Boom and Ultrasonic. I was thinking like maybe it was Akachi on it. I don't think Akachi was on it, but whatever. Fun is, shout out Sonic Boom and Ultrasonic, yo, real homies. All right. But like basically, it was a project that we had made together, me and them two, and we called it Rage Pop. And then I just dropped it on my old Spotify account, the Jango account. And yeah, like I was like, yo, like, well, I need like an official sequel, like you know what I'm saying? Like, like I don't want to do Rage Pop too, but like I definitely want like a progression to the idea of like what this song could be. And I'm like, wait, you know what? Synth rock's probably the best way because where that's what it's gonna be. And so the idea of it, it's a sound, it's industrial as like electronic sounding like dance music. That's like the best way to describe it. It's kind of like hyperpop, but not really. It's kind of like trap, but also not really. And it's kind of like funk, but also not really. It's all three at the same time, and more. So like there are already artists who kind of use forms of the style currently, but I have literally never seen a single person alive put all three together.
Mm.
And I think part of it is because I don't think any artist right now has like the weird combination of favorite all time artist that I have. So I think that has a huge part of it. But two, like I just think one of the genres I want to fuse with synth rock, you know, funk and you know to a degree like New Jack Swing. I think the only people who really tap into New Jack Swing is like the K-pop people. And I'm gonna be honest, I hate K-pop. Like, you know, like I hate how they do it. Like, please stop making New Jack Swing. You're ruining it. Like, please stop. You know, um, but yeah, I just think based on that, like, just the idea, like how I want to fuse all the genres together, like it's gonna be It's wild. It's wild. And so with these EPs, I'm like kind of exploring like so many more electronic aggressive sides of it, like the industrialness, the hard hitting. Um, like there is obviously a rhythmic element to it because I mean I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like making music on like atonal, a rhythmic music. Like too slimy. Bless your heart for being able to make that stuff. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. I
Hmm.
really couldn't do it. But um, like I would say the concept EPs are usually just like an element of the whole synth rock, I would say. And then I kind of go down that path. You know, have my fun with it. Like it's essentially like a little canvas in a way for me to just kind of like experiment and explore. Fling my little brushstroke around. Blah 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 blah, and then be like, oh yeah, beautiful art, right? But then like the synth rock, the actual synth rock project, the official project, like that's gonna be where everything's gonna make sense, and it's gonna be one of the things where it's like, oh, I totally see where this motherfucker was going from the original concept EPs to the current project. So I'm looking to have that release probably in the first half of 2027, most
Hmm.
likely. So I'd probably drop like a V3 sometime in mid this year. And then I'll probably just like be working on the album, just start dropping singles at that point. Cause I have a few songs that are like mostly done for the synth rock album. Um, but I'm extremely picky, yo. Like with song selection and how things are supposed to feel, and obviously I'm mixing most of this shit myself too, mixing and mastering it. So like I've been like buying certain plugs. Like shout out Tokyo Dawn Labs, they make the best plugins. All right, stop buying that Waves bullshit. All right, they make plugins that break all the laws of math and physics. Like don't buy that shit. Like don't buy UAD. All right, like people need to stop buying the fraudulent shit. All right, I'm telling you, like people got to stop buying the real shit. But yeah, like it's I'm very picky. It's saying I want this project to be like somewhere between like 7 and 9 tracks. I I don't like long albums. I don't think people are good at making long albums. I don't think people have the attention span for a long album. I think I think the best albums just are shorter. Like Thriller is 9 songs. Thriller is literally 9 songs. It is one of the best albums ever made. It is debatably the highest selling album ever made. They're saying it's estimated sold 100 million copies. I don't know why people make long albums. Like, no one wants to hear that garbage. If you want a long album, just make a deluxe, you know, and put like 15 songs on the deluxe, but the normal album doesn't need to be 30 songs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like,
30, yeah.
you know, like, like I'm gonna be honest, like you can have a 30-song album, just make it a deluxe, or even better, divide it into 2 albums. Give your fans the hype. Have a first half and be like, oh yeah, like man, let's say I'm Playboy Cardi and I want to drop music. Music was 30 fucking songs. I drop music. I got 14 songs in the first half. I say nothing. And people are like, oh, word music, pretty solid album. And then I just drop the second half. No comment, no warning, nothing. Bro, you know how hype that would be? You know how hype that would be? People be talking about, oh my god, fucking my DJ is amazing. Like, this wasn't even on the first album. How the fuck you put this on the second? Like, you gotta you gotta spin it in a certain way if you want like a 30-song project, in my opinion.
But
Because the more you re-release projects on Spotify, like all the streams keep combining it together. So I don't understand why you don't people just don't have like multiple releases. Like you release the first half, then you release the second half, and then you can release like a whole compilation of both albums combined. And that could be 3 releases, and that could be 3 separate moments. So I don't understand why people just don't do that. But yeah, that's just me though.
but what do you think about like double albums, like All Eyes on Me and like that Stevie Wonder album, Songs in the Key of Life? They're double albums. They
I
have
just
two albums,
I,
so they do like amount to 30 songs, but they're like released at the same time. You know?
I think that's the wave. I wish there were more of an incentive for people to do that in the streaming era right now. Because the idea is that like, oh well, why make a double album? If we want to build hype for our artists and like show that like we can like outstream everybody, then like you put all the songs on one album, right? Like, and I understand that. I understand the logic behind it. That's how Cardi sold 300K first week, right? He has 30 songs on one long ass project, and they all count towards the same the same one project for
Yeah.
on Billboard and Spotify and all that stuff. I understand that. I'm pretty sure Spotify allows double albums though.
Yes, they do.
I'm
They do.
so with that in mind, I don't understand why not just divide it up. Like I think it would you probably would still sell less because you're delaying because now it's like okay now I have two projects. I could drop one literally later than the first one, or because you drop one album, let's say on a Monday, you drop the second half on like a Thursday or something.
Mm,
So that would probably mess up your streaming metrics, but I think it looks better.
mm,
Our artists like literally live and die by their aura. Like I'm not gonna like that's the reason why you'll never like we caught Playboy Cardi on like one stream in like 3 years. It was the Aiden Ross stream, and he robbed the Aiden Ross for like $2 million. Like that was the only way Cardi was gonna leave with his aura intact. You know, every other art like you see 504, and he's from New York City, a drill rapper, right? He goes, he's begging Kai Sinat and Aiden Ross, like, yo, please, please, let me get on your stream, please, please, like, bro, you look like a bum. You look like a bum. Like it's not a good look. Like artists, they need their cool to be kept. So like like things like that matter.
mm,
Um, so going back to the album thing, like I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it looks good for an artist to just drop a 30, 40 song album full of nonsense when they could condense it into two shorter projects, and then that might genuinely reflect better on them.
mm.
Like that's I just think about like how artists used to do it back in the day, and obviously it's a little different because it's like a survivorship bias, right? And that's because we only remember what's good from back then because the only shit that lasted is the best of the best from back then. That's why we remember Stevie Wonder, we remember Michael Jackson, we remember Queen, but we don't remember the garbage that was around back then. There was garbage back then, but
Mm.
I think realistically, even the stuff that we don't remember, like I just feel like they almost definitely moved the better with regards to releasing their music compared to now. And I think it's because compared to before, our music is less valuable. But that's a whole label thing and Spotify streaming service thing, and obviously not just Spotify. It's also Apple Music. It's also YouTube. Then also the fact that like now we all have the internet, so we're not just competing with other musicians. Like like I'm gonna be honest. In my personal opinion, like why the hell am I competing with Rakai? Why am I competing with Kai Sinat? And I'm not even just talking about me. Like I feel like artists are on a completely different playing field, but the internet makes it that it's all the same,
Mm.
and that makes it extremely difficult. You know.
Yeah.
So I know I'm rambling about though. I'm going all over the place.
And you were not going by Jango UU before. You were going by Jango, but spelled as DJANGO.
Yeah.
Why did you change your spelling?
As when I first figured out my rap name, it was 2019. I was staying with a friend in Jersey. Um, what was this? It was like at Rutgers University. It was like a pretty good school in New Jersey, but like also definitely a party school, and it was like during the summer, so it was like people were just getting lit, and I thought of Django UU, Django W really, because it's W, like it's literally UU, so W like the letter W,
Oh.
right?
Mm,
Yeah, right. Um, but I was worried because I was like, damn, like, are people gonna associate me? Is the branding of Django gonna be strong enough if I don't use the D in the name. And so I used the D in the name, and then I kind of just dropped the W part. So I just was Django. And honestly, I just didn't like it. It just didn't feel right. I'm like, that's not the name I really chose. Like I feel like I had to do it. That's not what I wanted. There's already another Django. He's like some French guy. He blew up in like 2016. Like I don't even know who this dude is. Like, but like somehow we have the same name. So I'm uploading music and it's appearing on his YouTube channel. I'm like, what the hell is this? He's like, what the hell is this? So I'm like, nah, I gotta switch my name. I gotta switch my name. And then I really thought about it and I realized my name is Joseph, but I value and I just value having your J as the
Mm,
first letter of my name.
mm,
So it just made more and more sense to just drop the D, and just
mhm,
have it be Django with a J, and then just add the W because I'm Django Unleashed Unchained, and
mm,
that's just what it is. So but yeah, so I always tell people like, oh yeah, I dropped the D because I gave that to the hoes. But the real reason is I just feel more comfortable giving giving my name and it starts with a letter J. Like that's how I've always felt about it.
mm,
Um, so yeah, that's
mhm.
what it is. You
And
can still find my music with Django on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube, with the D. You can still
mm,
find it. It's still there. I'm not gonna delete it. I might consolidate it to my new account and like bring it over. I haven't really decided yet. I kind of want to leave that old account there for like a relic of the past. Just like have like be like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while.
mhm,
But all my current music, you know, ever since 2024, like all my newest music has been on my Django W account. So,
mhm. And what are you trying to communicate with Unleashed, Unchained?
um, you can do whatever the hell you want. Just fucking work for it, bust your ass for it, and you know, if you're on your side, that's enough. If
Mm,
you're on your side, that's literally enough. That's what I'm trying to communicate. Like I've gone through some very wild parts of my life, very hard parts of my life, emotionally draining parts of my life. And the hardest parts of it are always when you don't know if you're on your own side. Because when you're on your own side, you might get like frustrated by things, but like you can do it. You know you can handle it. But you can have the world.
mhm,
And if you're not on your own side, you will find a way to sabotage it all. Um, And so being recognizing like, yo, like you have that part deep inside you, that primal part of you that's like, it's like, fuck it, bro. Like, nah, we can just do this. We can just do this shit. And it's there. And it's there just because it wants to survive. You know? It just
mhm,
wants to live. It doesn't want to die. I think even suicidal people will have that part of them. At least I did when I was suicidal.
mhm,
And there just is that part of you that's like, nah, fuck everything. I want to live. I want to be here. Like, I want to try and make this work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I maybe I'm just addicted to cortisol. Maybe I'm addicted to like the challenge and the rush of having to like kind of clutch out something serious. But I feel like that's like the real, like when you get to like a do or die state, like that's really the real you. And I learned I still learn so much about myself just from like reflecting on like those parts of my life, just thinking about it and just seeing it all just like unfold, like, in my memories and whatnot. Just like thinking about, wow, hold on a second, like I was feeling this way about that, and oh, I totally forgot about this other thing and how this all ties in. So yeah, that's what Unleashed Unchained means for me. I ended up making it a song. I'm probably dropping that song in like February for sure.
mhm,
That was one of the first songs that I made. Um, no, it wasn't. It wasn't actually. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was. I made that song in a collection of songs I made during my first trip to the studio ever. Um, in 2019.
Mm,
So I wrote it, like recorded it over this beat that I got. It was pretty much like it was unanimously everyone was like, bro, this is like the best song you've ever made. Like actually what the fuck? Like this shit goes hard, right?
mm,
And then I dropped other shit. I don't know why I dropped the other shit. That was just a dumb move by me. But I just dropped the other stuff. And so I never dropped Unleashed Unchained. And it kind of just stayed in the vault. And then people were like, bro, like you're putting out all this other music, and I actually like the other music, but like this song is still like one of your best songs. It could still be your best song, honestly. And over the years, I'm just like, you know what? Like I could just put this out. It's just like let it do what it do. And so now I'm at the point now where I'm like, you know what? Like let's put this shit out. You know, like
mm,
so I re-recorded it back what 2025. I did some additional production to the beat, and then I mixed it like crazy, yo. Like this shit is hard as fuck. Like I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I did
mm,
some crazy like hyper pop, like S like glitch effects with the vocals, like yo, because like that was originally in the song, like some of the glitch effects for the vocals and whatnot. But I like now that I'm literally six. I'm about to mean now I'm literally 6, 7 years better than I was back then. Like it's just it's ridiculous. It's
mm.
ridiculous. So I'm really excited for that one. Probably gonna drop like February 4th, I think. So yeah, yeah. But that's what Unleashed Unchained is to me. That's my name. But yeah, so that's how you get the W because it's you. That's two U's, double U. So that's how we do it.
And I know the song Dual Willed is about a real event that happened in
Oh
Austin
yeah.
Power. Do you often make music
Uh,
that is inspired by your life, by the events in your life?
I try to make music that is either autobiographical or like extremely close to it. Um, Now, not every song I make is like that. Every song I have released up until um the Center Rock Concept V2 is autobiographical though. But not every song I make. Like I have tons of unreleased songs where it's like I'm straight up embellishing like things that I haven't done. Like I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that, and it's like I don't live that life. But I don't put that music out either because I feel like it's important for the real stuff and the real things about me to be actually out in the world because that's actually what I feel is reflective of me. There is obviously a skill in being able to make music about things that don't exist because there are good movie directors and screenwriters who write screens and movies about things that they've never experienced, like, and I think that's fine, but I'm in hip hop. I make rap music, all right? Like I'm sure I'm not rapping like Kendrick Lamar. Sure, I'm not rapping like Pusha T. I'm not spitting these crazy quadruple entendres. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But like, I'm a rapper. I'm I'm not an artist. All right, I'm not an artist. I'm a rapper. I really rap. This is what I really do. Right. So based on rap, one of the pinnacles of rap is one, people don't write your shit for you, and two, you talk about what you go through. So I'm gonna do that. You know, there's nothing wrong with writing stuff or having stuff written for you, and there's nothing wrong with talking about things that you don't actually live yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Actually, I do think that makes you not a rapper, and I'm a rapper, so I'm gonna talk about the things that I actually go through. You know, um, almost like even with the synth rock concept V2, like there were things where like I talked about that were explicitly not about me, but even those like before I blitz is about a really abusive relationship. That's not me. I didn't have to deal with that, thankfully. But with that in mind, all that shit is still true because I was told it.
Oh.
I just found a way to kind of put it into a song and like you know, have it be a perspective type of thing, like where I kind of wrote it from the perspectives of one main person, but I wrote it from both sides of the relationship because I know both people,
Mm,
you know? So it's like, that's kind of what I ended up doing. And while that's literally not my life, that's not specifically stuff I've done, but that's things that have affected me. That's things that I've experienced that I can understand, I can sympathize and empathize with, right? So
mhm.
through that, I mean, I'm still able to put me in it, even if it's not my experience. I'm still able to put like you still feel like the Django DNA in that, in the
Mhm.
writing, in the production, all that stuff. So
Yeah. And do you think that mentality of what is a real rapper or not comes from you being from the Bronx?
um honestly, nah. I would say nah. Personally, I would say nah. I think the mentality of what being a real rapper is just from stuff I educated myself with, like over the years, and like what I've learned from like family about
Mhm.
like how rap is and like how rappers used to be, and you know, because hip hop started as a party music. It started as party music. You know, it was break beats. It was like the mid '70s and whatnot. It was literally in the Bronx, like, and it was actually my mom's generation. Like my mom saw like the first block parties. My mom saw like, you know,
Oh, that's
the
so
first
cool.
DJs. Yeah, like my mom saw all that stuff, right? And so through that, like it started off as party music, and then you know it started getting a little conscious, you know, and then gangster rap took over in like late '80s, early '90s, and that's when people realized, oh shit, like we can make the most money by selling like the most hyperbolic version of like what it is to be a black person in America, and then we're gonna make the bag off this, right? So that's that's when you get the split of people who are pretending to be something they're not versus people who are actually rapping about their real life. And that's kind of how you get into a lot of like some of like the darker sides of it, if you will. Like for example, like it's pretty common knowledge now, but like Tupac was not street. Like Tupac was an actor. Tupac
Mhm.
went to theater school. Tupac did paintings. Tupac might have been queer. Like, you know, like he might have been literally been like, you know, I don't know if he was full on gay, but he might have been bisexual. He might have been something. You know, he had things to him that were not straight, right? And I don't care. I have no problem with that. But I just felt like it was important to point out. Like, you know,
Mhm.
like but he also recognized, yo, it's the entertainment industry. If it's more entertaining for me to put on a face and to play a role than it is for me to just rap about my real life, I'm gonna do that because I'm signed to a record label. They need to make a certain profit margin by the end of a certain quarter. If I want a nice chunk of that check, I need to do this.
Mhm.
So Pac is going to do that, and then however it went is however it went. And obviously, for Tupac, it didn't go too well. Like he ended up, you know, passing away tragically at 25 years old, right? But yeah, like that's just how it is. Like through me educating myself on like what it is to be a rapper and how the definition of being a rapper evolved. Because then from Tupac, who just like, you know, kind of did it, like he wasn't getting ghostwritten, like he was writing his own bars, you know. From that, then, you know, 15, 20 years later, you get Drake, who's not writing shit for himself, you know, and he's the biggest rapper in the world. Like I knew I didn't want to be like that. I
Mhm.
knew I didn't want to be like that, you know. And Drake is my era. Like Drake, like I remember hearing "Say Something Baby" with Timbaland back in like what, that was like '08 or '07, I think. I remember hearing like "Forever" and "May Not Mean Nothing to Y'all." Like it sucks to think about that. That song is great, and he just dead ass might not have written anything on it. Like, you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
because it's like on one hand, it's fine. It's totally fine if he didn't write anything on it. But then you can't also go around pretending you're the greatest rapper to ever exist
Mhm.
when a fundamental pillar of being a rapper is writing your own shit. Like, you know?
Mhm.
So compare that with even someone like Travis Scott or Kanye West, who also they don't write their own shit. They never really did. right? But they
Mm,
also don't go around saying they do. Like
mm,
they never did that. They literally never did that. So it's like way easier to respect them because they're not out here saying I'm the best rapper of all time. No one can compete with me. No one. No, like they're not doing that. Like because they're like, oh yeah, shout out Sly Had a Prince. He wrote this song on my album. Like like they're literally very forthcoming and honest with who contributed to their album. And I think I think that makes them artists. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's the difference, right? But um if you're writing your own stuff and you're rapping and you're like working with hip hop beats and snare and kick drums and 808s, like you're a rapper, right? But if you're not writing your own stuff, like you're definitely you can't claim that. Like
mm,
like that titles matter. Words have meanings. So
mm,
like if you do things that don't mean something or mean something else, then you're not what you thought you were. So
mm. Yeah.
yeah, I hope that
Mm,
helps. I hope that helps.
mm. And I know that only after Wide Awake, your talent was recognized by your friends. That's the first time that you got support from somebody in your circle. Do you think that that kind of support matters to you? Like, does that affect your determination?
That that support was the world to me at the time. I'm not gonna lie. That shit meant everything to me because I was gonna be making music regardless. Um, I was probably gonna put something out regardless, but having my friends support and then like we had because we had like a little collective. We had this thing called OFA. Um, it was damn that was such an era. Holy shit! I'm just thinking about it again. I haven't thought about it like a little bit, but like yeah, we had like a whole little collective. It was a bunch of us. Um, Through that, I actually like met like my main collaborator, my boy Smoke Wavy. Super talented, super fire artist from Rochester, New York. Super hard, super hard. Like he's another artist where like just random tangent. This man is afraid to drop his music. Yo, this nigga has some of the greatest music I've ever fucking heard. It gets me so mad that he just doesn't drop some of this shit. I'm just like, bro, you, I hate it. Like I hate that you make such good music and then choose to like not put it out. But then I also like recognize like parts of myself in that. So it's like it is what it is, right? But basically, having my friends support back in that early days, like I was gonna drop music anyway. I was gonna make music regardless, but you know, they helped me get my first show. They helped me get my first, little coverage on like a blog. They helped me, do this and a third. They helped inspire some of the music. We all lived together for like a year and a half after that. Um, we were all trying to figure out ways to like, get everybody on. Like we did a lot of stuff through that. They helped them. We all kind of figured out like how the industry works. That's all. We all learned together like what bots were and how bots literally boost people's careers. Like because for people who are curious about this, like bots are a very like I wouldn't say they're like a core part of the industry, but bots are everywhere. You best believe any artist that's doing any sort of real numbers is botting. That's it's like a fork being found in the kitchen. That's how the game works. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like that's just how it is. Um, right. But yeah, like learning all that stuff and going like kind of seeing it in real time, like figuring out how so and so artists blew up. Um, and for us at the time, it was like 88 Glam, it was Killy, it was XXX Tentacion. Who else? Who else? Who else? I'm blanking. I'm blanking. Fuck. It was Yeet. Yeah, I remember seeing Yeet on TikTok in like fucking 2020, bro. Like, way, like before up to me. Like, it was crazy. I remember Curtis Waters. Um, what else? Yeah, just like I just remember we just like studying these people, like who they while they were like catching on and whatnot, and like seeing like what they were doing is figuring out like how we could do our own version of it, applying our own shit to it, seeing what we could do. Running YouTube ads, figuring out like ads for like all these softwares, all these like platforms and whatnot. Snapchat ads, at least back then, were kind of crazy. Like they were really cheap and they were like really, really effective. Like that was probably the best bang for buck ad we spent at the time. Like, if we ran Snapchat ads to promote the release of Wide Awake and the show that I did with it, and then like that show pulled like 400 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was I ain't gonna lie. Like to this day, that was my biggest show by a landslide. Like, I've done a couple other shows after that with like over 100, but like never over 200. That and
Mm-hmm.
that should have 400. So like like that was the biggest thing by a landslide. Um, yeah, Snapchat ads were they went crazy for us. But yeah, like having that system and having being part of a larger crew like that was everything. That
Yeah.
honestly was everything. So
Mm-hmm. And who would you say are some of your biggest inspirations in music?
in music, one number one for sure, Michael Jackson. I think he's the greatest artist to ever exist. I think he's unfathomably talented. Like I think there are things Michael Jackson has straight up proven he can do that people still are like behind the curve on in 2026. Um, Shit that he was doing in like the 90s, the 80s even. Like I don't know. Like I to just put out that much timeless music in like a 10 to 15 year span and honestly longer. Like really like an entire career. I don't understand. I don't think people understand just how insane it is to have a 50-year life and 45-year music career, and it's all timeless music. Like that. That is stupid. That is an unbelievable. That is literally 9/10 of his life. 9/10 of his life he spent as an artist, and for the entire 9/10 of his career, he was dropping timeless music. I cannot stress how impossibly, unfathomably talented and good at executing you have to be to get that. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not like there's not a single artist alive that can even come close to that. Like when people say like, "Oh, Beyonce could compete," "Oh, Taylor Swift could compete," no, they can't. Literally, no, they can't. They're just not as good. They're
Yeah,
just
they're not as good.
objectively
Yeah.
like they're just not as good. You know, I don't like Taylor Swift. Some people like Taylor Swift. I don't think Taylor Swift is that bad. I'll tell you that much. I don't think she's that bad. I think she's overhated, but she is mid. She's definitely mid. I think Beyonce is a good artist. I genuinely think she's a good artist. Michael Jackson shits on both of them bitches. Like Michael Jackson embarrasses them. Like it's not even close. You know. Who else do I really fuck with? Uh I mean, the regular picks like Kanye West, uh, fucking DMX, Nas. But like for me, I love Travis Scott. I love Travis Scott. I would not be mixing if Travis Scott and like Rodeo, the album, like didn't exist. Like I would not be doing any sort of audio engineering. I got into audio engineering because that album sounded so crazy to me as like a 16-year-old in high school. And I was like, how the hell did they do this? Like that was the first time where I like heard music and I thought it was good, but I was like, bro, how did they do this? This makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's too much going on. This should have never worked. And it did. So they did something to make it all sounds work. So how did they do it? And that's when I like learned what mixing and mastering was. And that's that album is ridiculous. That
Yeah.
album is so ridiculous. So it's actually like a work of art for mixing. Work of art. There actually might not be a better mixed experimental album. Honestly. Who else? I love Plans Casino. Great producer. I love Casbo. He's a Swedish EDM producer. He does future bass. mostly. He's known for Future Bass. Who else do I fuck with? I'm blanking. Man, I love Kendrick Lamar. Love Kendrick. As I get older, I love Kendrick more and more and more. And then as far as like these current gen of artists, like I love Jane Remover, Jane Remover. Like, oh my god, like Revenge Seekers is the hyper pop rodeo. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It might actually just dead ass be better than rodeo. I don't even know, bro. Like that album is so good. I really really fuck with Lucy Bedrock. I don't think everything Lucy Bedrock makes is amazing, but the stuff I like from them, that shit is amazing. I fuck with Fake Mink. Like I wanted to hate on Fake Mink when he first started blowing up out of nowhere. I know it wasn't out of nowhere. I know the nigga put in the groundwork. I know before the Fake Mink fans come and mock me. I know your man's put in the work. I believe that. But like, I wanted to hate the dude. I couldn't hate the dude. The dude is fire. I'm not gonna lie. The dude is just fire. I fuck with SD. Um, who else I really fuck with? Big Baby Gucci. Big Baby Gucci. That dude should have blown up like 5 years ago, bro. That like he's one of the best underground artists like to ever exist. I'll say it. He just is. Like he is genuinely a goat. It's insane how people just like don't know he exists. Like I don't get it. I literally don't get it. Um, fuck. Like, uh, yeah, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like I fuck with like a lot of shit. Like I like a lot of R&B shit too. Like shout out to Jodeci. I fuck with James Brown. Like I had like a whole like 3 month stint where like all I did was like listen to James Brown. That nigga he was the first swag rapper, yo. He was the first swag rapper. Like all he did was stunt, like just whooping and hollering and fucking doing these crazy ass dances. Like, bro, James Brown is also like a blueprint. Like he's a legend, super legend. Um, fucking, it's like one more artist. Yeah, yeah, I forgot. How could I forget? ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky, the truth. ASAP Rocky is ASAP Rocky is yo. Yo, if he gave a fuck, there would be no big three. It would just be Big Rocky. Like y'all gotta take my word for this. Like ASAP Rocky, he had it all. He had enough bars to be considered lyrical and conscious. He could swag rap, right? He could rap on bullshit about money and clothes, right? He had songs for the women, right? Like he had experimental stuff, and like regular stuff. Like he he had it. He had a really good brand behind him and a really good team, and he had ways to branch out outside of music and have people know him for things outside. Like he had it all. He genuinely was just like the. This is going. I don't care to sound like top tier Glaze, bro. ASAP Rocky, which is dead ass like handsomer, taller Kanye, like straight up, handsomer, taller Kanye. Like there was a couple interviews back in like I think 2022, 2021. Kanye's going around saying, "Yo, they cloning me, bro. They cloning me. They cloning me." He's right. He was literally right. Rocky was one of the clones. The clone. He was a better clone. He was literally a better clone. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like because even Rocky's beats when he first started off were quote unquote soul beats. They were just like it was Clan Casino getting some random weird fucking vocalist, and then he chops it up all crazy. You get these old ass, dusty ass boom bap drums, puts the boom bap drums over the sample. Like that's the Kanye formula, except for Kanye's soul samples. Clan Casino is using like fucking ambient shit. But it's the same shit. Like, it's the same type of sampling idea, and I'm gonna sample old music, I'm gonna put some dusty drums on it, and then it's gonna hit. That's the gimmick, right? I'm just saying, Rocky. Remember this. If there's anything you remember, Philip, ASAP Rocky, taller, handsomer Kanye. Remember that.
To switch the topic a bit, like you mentioned, you are a big fan of video games. You are a competitive melee player. Would you say that the world of video games has influenced your art?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like through video games, like first video game where I really got into the soundtrack was Sonic 06, and that's like super electronic, like electro pop slash like hip hop fusion. Sonic in general has always had great music. Like from its inception, Sonic was literally being scored by a couple musicians. Famously, Michael Jackson helped make some of the music in like I think
Sonic and
like one
Knuckles.
of the early '90s. Yeah, yeah, Sonic and Knuckles, exactly, right? So like like Sonic has always had great music, but I would definitely say Sonic '06, like Dreams of Absolution, like Silverstein, like that was like whoa, like that was a huge moment for me as a little kid. I'm like 6 or 7 years old. I know I'm doing the meme, but like yeah, like I was a literal child. I'm just like holy shit, like this is amazing. Like this is I didn't know video game music could make me feel like how regular music did, you know? And then obviously because I was a gamer, I also watched anime. I also did all the shit, right? And anime music was also incredible. Like Hiroyuki Sawano, incredible composer from Japan. Like literally, he's in my top five, like best artist ever. Like he's definitely in my top five. Can't believe I forgot to mention him, but yeah, he's amazing. And he's done games, he's done anime. Like he's a super wizard, and through through Dreams of an Absolution and like the work that Hiroyuki Sawano did on Kill la Kill, both have influenced synth rock. Both have influenced the sound of what I want that project to sound like in the future. So, and hold on 1 second, because I'm gonna be honest, this shit is getting hot as fuck. I'm taking this mask off, yo.
I think it's a good
But
moment for
yeah,
me to ask, what does that mask mean?
what does the mask mean?
What's the point of
So
it?
we're all like kind of fractured in a way. We're all incomplete, and we all trying to piece ourselves together, but it's still shards, it's still fragments, right? It's still never gonna be whole again. We're still just pieces, but just because you're not gonna be whole again doesn't have to be a bad thing. You know, it's still beautiful just the way you are and where you're at. Being able to accept that is okay. I mean, like, literally, that was like me making my EP. The Synthrock Concept B2. Like that was like I was mad that I had a thing, and then I lost my hard drive, and then I had to redo the thing, and I just wasn't happy with where it was going to be. But I realized, like, you know what? It's fine. It's actually just like okay. It's not going to be perfect, but it's okay. It's genuinely okay. So, um, just being able to accept, like, yo, like we're all just a bunch of pieces of a whole. We're all trying to put ourselves back together, but we're not going to be whole, and that's all right. We're not going to be. We're all work in progress. Once you break the glass is forever going to be shattered. You know, so
And how did you get it?
I'm gonna be honest. I got that shit from Etsy, yo. Like, shout out Etsy. I found this guy on Etsy. They were making custom masks. I'm like, yo, can you like do this? Because I saw them do some other shit with glass. And I'm like, would you be able to like make this some masks? And they were like, actually, that's a great fucking idea. And so, yeah, I just like commissioned them to make it. And then I got it like like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later. And that was in 2022, I think. Yeah, I would say 2022. I was super influenced, obviously super influenced by Kanye West in like during the Yeezus era with like his masks, his Mason Margiela mask. I thought those were really, really sick. But I wanted something definitely that looked and felt a little different. And so like the glass, like I felt like this did the job, right? So um funny thing, rapping in this shit, like doing shows with it on, because I've done a handful of shows with it on now. Hardest thing ever. Like it's so difficult. Like oh my, because I'm like jumping around and shit, and like it's hard to breathe in it. Like oh my god, it is tough. It is tough as fuck. But hey, it is what it is, right? So
and you claim you wrote songs that left you physically sick and emotionally depleted. How does that happen? How do you push yourself so far?
I Yeah, it's one of the things where I spend a lot of time writing songs. I spend a lot of time refining stuff. I I will even write songs by like writing it in like essay format, you know. So I make sure I like got all my ideas out. Um, and the way I really get to like write a song to the point where I get like physically sick or like emotionally just like overwhelmed and like I can't, I'm flooded, like I'm just fucked up about it. I really I stick very closely to like whatever original version I wrote for that song. Because usually in that original demo, that's like where the magic is, right? Because when you edit something so much, you can lose the essence of what made it fire in the first place, right? That does not mean you shouldn't edit your shit. You should edit your shit if you think it can be better. There's nothing wrong with wanting to push your art, forward. There's nothing wrong with that. But the trick is knowing when to stop. When you know, but the only way you know when to stop is by fucking up. But that's the thing. It's okay to fuck up. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to, explore and see things. When we're artists in 2026, bro. Like we have Google Docs. We have notes. If you type a version and you don't like it, you could just fucking go back to the last version. Like it's fine. Like you're not gonna lose anything. Like you don't have to lose anything. But ultimately, it's about being able to put out or take what's inside you and listening to what your literal gut is telling you. I would even go as far as to say it is very important to be healthy so that you can listen to your gut. Like, like the your gut feeling for how you want to say something in a song is right. It may not be what you expect it to be, but you have to trust it. That's the biggest thing. Like, you know, um, and for me personally, if I have like a really bad diet for like a couple weeks, I can't trust my gut. Like it's way harder. It's just way harder to trust it. Like I have to eat somewhat healthy for me to like really believe in like my music and know that like okay, what I'm writing, what I'm saying is exactly how I'm feeling. Um, yeah, I've written some songs about some fucked up shit. I've written some songs about like assault and abuse and like just like manipulation, like loss, betrayal, like child abuse. And I don't mean like child abuse and like I mean like shit like I mean like way worse shit like being taken advantage by like older friends and whatnot and it's just like and not obviously not all from my perspective too like I said like it's sometimes like people will tell me things and like it'll fuck me up and I'll be like holy shit and then like I'll be writing a song and it will just spill into the song and then I'll be like, wow, I wrote that shit. And then I'll like just start crying. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like, cause it's just like sometimes, people would tell you shit. And it's like, holy shit, like that's your life. Like people like I've had a wild life, but like some of the things that I've known people have gone through, bro, like had me like weeping. Like literally weeping. Like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable like what people go through in this world just trying to survive and figure their way out. Like it's unbelievable, you know. And when I write about that stuff, I try to tap into what fucked me up. You know, I just try to tap into what fucked me up about it. So
Well, I think it's been an amazing interview. So I just want to leave you to plug anything you want to plug. What are you working on? Where can people find you? Anything of that nature.
I am Jango UU Forever on all social medias. That's JANGO letter UU Forever. FOREVER. No spaces, no underscores, no dots, and all lowercase on every platform. So Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Twitter, yeah, all the social medias. I just dropped my EP, the Center Rock Concept V2, on December 31st, 2025. It's on all streaming platforms. Um, I'm I just uploaded some videos to my YouTube channel today, where I performed the Synth Rock Concept V2 for the first time back in November in Dallas, Texas. That's on my YouTube channel if y'all want to check that out. Same thing, Django UU Forever on YouTube.